Drew and Bianca came so close to getting married, and then it all fell apart. Can't say I'm surprised though, because it's the exception when a high school couple actually makes it to marriage, and then even slimmer if the marriage actually succeeds. Whereas I've always felt that Simon and Alexa really weren't going to work out, Drew and Bianca seemed like they had a fighting chance. But on a recent rewatch, I can kinda see why Bianca felt that Drew wasn't really a good match anymore. When she started shooting for university and caring about how she did in school, her new priorities kept butting heads with Drew's and his continual sort of immature nature. Sure, he got a little bit better after becoming school president in season 13, but he still had quite a way to go. Bianca just started wanting different things, caring about and being able to write papers on things that would go way over Drew's head. I mean, one of his biggest character traits throughout his time on the show is that he really sucks at school. He's never really been much of an academic. It kind of seemed at some points that the way they solved their problems were escalating their intimacy with each other. But there's only so far that you can go with that, and it never actually solves the issues between you two. Going away for university really does change you. Getting to meet a whole new group of people, not being stuck in the same old lifestyle, and having a chance to explore yourself in a way that you couldn't in the role that you found yourself in high school. Drew and Bianca were two people who were able to help each other through some dark times and worked really well in those moments, but their development after getting through those periods of their lives weren't really on the same track with each other. Now you could still argue that Drew and Bianca separated in order to get Drew single so that fruit could happen, and I think that's a little valid as well. It seems like if you're on Degrassi, you've got to be open to some sort of relationship drama. And there's not a whole lot of relationship drama you can do with your significant other out at university, unless they do what they did with Eli and Claire, but they already had that going at the same time. Better not to overdo it. Still, I think there's sufficient evidence that Drew and Bianca just weren't going to work out. There was at least a little bit of groundwork laid for us to be able to point back at and say, yeah, I guess they are kind of different people, and they're certainly not the most offensive breakup in the series. I'm sure you all could think of the example that I'm thinking of. So I guess all in all, I'm okay with Drew and Bianca breaking up, but the cynical part of me will always suspect is for the sake of shipping and not quite because that's what the characters would do. Other than Drew and Bianca and, of course, Emma and Sean, what relationship do you think should have stayed together? Personally, I really wish Sean and Ellie would have worked out. They seem just so good for each other. But then again, I can understand why they didn't end up as OTP, especially because it was Emma Sean went to for comfort instead of Ellie. But they were just so sweet before the shooting. Thank you very much for consuming this video, and until next time.